The human beings is after the absolute truth, the golden inventory of the God particle. Will human beings find out the absolute truth? What will be the earth and the human life then? Let's wait and find out. Welcome once again to News Analysis. News Analysis is a weekly magazine on current affairs. To begin with, the main points in a nutshell. Libya election, historic vote amid tensions. Russia flash floods, dozens die in Krasnodar region. Hillary Clinton says Afghanistan major non-NATO ally. Garcia Marquez suffering from dementia, says brother. Former King Jnanendra of Nepal wants to be reinstated. India court boost for Mayawati in wealth case. Another news in detail. Libya election, historic vote amid tensions. Libyans are voting in their first free election for more than 50 years. They are selecting a temporary assembly which will have the task of picking a cabinet and a prime minister. But voting has been disrupted by unrest in some areas, particularly the east. Officials say 101 of more than 1,500 polling stations were unable to open. Nevertheless, the overall turnout has been described as high, with voters choosing their first national government since Colonel Gaddafi came to power in 1969. The run-up to the vote has been overshadowed by violence and deep regional divisions. An electoral worker died on the eve of the vote when gunmen attacked a helicopter near Benghazi. Many people in eastern Libya are concerned that the oil-rich area will be underrepresented in the assembly. Election officials acknowledged that the poll had been imperfect, but it had been crucial for the vote to go ahead. Press reporters from Arab countries in the city says that the security forces did not intervene. The region has been allotted only 60 seats in the 200-seat assembly. Under the system devised by the outgoing NTC, which led the campaign against Gaddafi, 100 seats are allocated to the west and 40 to the south. It's important for the stability of the country, Salim Ben Tahir from the National Election Commission told the reporters. We can do it better in the future, but the NTC, National Transitional Council, and the current government are losing legitimacy. People aren't respecting them anymore, and things are getting out of their hand. A polling station in Benghazi was attacked by pro-autonomy activists who seized electoral papers and ballot boxes.
We are Muslims too. We are not coming from another planet. We feel the needs of people because we are part of this people. So I think shifting the debate regarding you are liberal and you are Muslims, you are social democratic, that's not the issue for the time being. We want people who can offer a program in order to build this country.
Russia flash floods, dozens die in Krasnodar region. At least 99 people have been killed after torrential rains leading to flash floods swept the southern Russian Krasnodar region, officials say. The floods reportedly came once at night without warning, catching local residents by surprise. Crude oil shipments from the Black Sea port Novorossiysk have been suspended. Emergency teams have been sent from Moscow by plane and helicopter. TV pictures showed people scrambling onto their rooftops to escape. At least 88 people, including a 10-year-old boy, died in the region around the town Krimsk, by far the worst hit area. Some users of social media networks in Russia said the town looked like it was hit by a tsunami. Others accused authorities of not telling the whole truth about the disaster. At least 9 died in Glenzyk and 2 in Novorossiysk. There are fears that the death toll will rise further. Hundreds of properties have been flooded and the Krasnodar-Novorossiysk road was cut. The transport system in the region is said to have collapsed. A statement by the Krasnodar Regional Administration said together 13,000 people had been affected by the floods. Hundreds of properties have been flooded and the Krasnodar-Novorossiysk road was cut. The transport system in the region is said to have collapsed. A statement by the Krasnodar Regional Administration said altogether 13,000 people had been affected by the floods. Hillary Clinton says Afghanistan a major non-NATO ally. The United States has given Afghanistan the status of a major non-NATO ally. The designation, which includes countries such as Australia, Egypt and Israel, gives preferential access to US arms exports and defense cooperation. The announcement was made by US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on an unannounced visit to Afghanistan. It comes ahead of a major donors conference in Japan, which is due to discuss aid to Kabul after most NATO-led troops leave the country in 2014. Participants at Sunday's meeting in Tokyo are expected to commit almost $4 billion in annual development assistance to Afghanistan. The country's central bank says it needs more than $4 billion in aid each year on top of $4 billion for security forces. A senior British official described the task of raising that money at Tokyo conference as an unprecedented challenge. Afghanistan is seeking firm commitments, but donors at Tokyo's meeting are also seen as likely to demand guarantees from Kabul on good governance and transparency. Pull-out fears. Ms. Clinton said after talks with President Hamid Karzai that awarding Afghanistan the new status was a powerful symbol of our commitment to Afghanistan's future. Garcia Marquez, suffering from dementia, as his brother. The brother of Gabriel Garcia Marquez says that the Colombian writer and winner of 1982 Nobel Prize for Literature is suffering from dementia. Jaime Garcia Marquez told students at a lecture in the city of Cartagena that his brother, who is 85, phones him frequently to ask basic questions. He has problems with his memory. Sometimes I cry because I feel like I'm losing him, he said. He says the author has stopped writing altogether. Reporters in Colombia said there have been rumors about Mr. Garcia Marquez's memory problems. Jaime Garcia Marquez, his younger brother, is the first family member to speak publicly about it. Invited to talk about his relationship with Gabo, as writer is affectionately known in Colombia, Jaime said he could not hold back from talking about his illness anymore. He's doing well physically, but he has been suffering from dementia for a long time, he said. He still has a humor, joy, and enthusiasm that he always had. The 1967 masterpiece of magic realism, 100 Years of Solitude, began with the story of a family unable to care for their senile grandfather. It's a disease that runs the family, said Jaime Garcia Marquez. Gabriel Garcia Marquez currently lives in Mexico and has not made many public appearances in the recent years. His novels include Love in the Time of Cholera, Chronicle of a Death Foretold, and The General in His Labyrinth. He is best known for 100 Years of Solitude, which has sold more than 30 million copies and has been translated into more than 30 languages.
Que no tenga su origen en la infancia. Durante los primeros 8 años de mi vida, ocurrieron o tuve las experiencias que luego he elaborado poéticamente, literariamente a través de toda mi vida, y pocas experiencias posteriores me han sido tan útiles como las de la infancia. En realidad yo podría decir que toda mi obra